Do you have a great book idea but don't know where to start? Do you find it difficult to put your thoughts into words? If the answer is yes, then this video is for you. My name is Sushmita and I'm the CEO and founder of Global Book Publishing. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 steps that I have personally used to write 7 best-selling books and 100 plus courses so far. So, step number 1 is to decide your book genre. That is the basics of writing. Whenever you think about writing, first understand what is your book genre. Are you writing a children's book? Are you writing a non-fiction book talking about a particular topic that you have expertise in? Do you want to share somebody else's story, which can be narrative? Or are you writing fiction books, which is stories, worlds created from your imagination? So first and foremost thing that you got to decide for yourself is to decide the genre of your book. Once you have decided the genre of your book, there comes the second step. The step number 2 is to research the best-selling books in your genre. So whatever genre you have decided, you have to first find out which are the best-selling book in those genres. So for example, if you are writing a memoir, go to Amazon and look for the different books in that. So type in memoirs on Amazon, then look for the best-selling books in that particular genre. Once you find out those books, then go and click inside. See what people are talking about, what this book is about, what do people like in that book. Research and brainstorm and understand from the comments. See, this is very important. Go ahead and look into the comments because that will give you a lot of idea about what people like in that genre, what they dislike in that genre. So once you understand that aspect, you now will take notes of all the research that you have done, and by brainstorming and researching the different books in that particular genre that you are writing in. So now once you have gathered all your research, next step for you is to create a detailed outline. When I say detailed book outline, it means as detailed as possible. And here is an example. As you can see on the screen, you will see this is how detailed outline looks like. For example, if you see, this is my book Emotional Intelligence, and here if you see, the entire outline is broken down into chapters, then sub-chapters, sub-chapters, and this is what is important when it comes to creating the outline of your book. So here are 2 things that you got to follow. Number 1 is first write down the chapters of your book. Do not start elaborating the chapters right away. First, write down the chapters. If your book has 9 chapters, 10 chapters, 20 chapters, write down what are the main chapters of your book. Once you have written the main chapters of your book, the next step is to detail out the chapter. That is, elaborate each chapter. See, the more time you spend here in the outline creation of your book, the easier it will get when you start writing your chapters. Because what happens is, it will become like you are filling the blanks. The more detailed your outline is, the better it will be when you start writing your book. It will become something like fill in the blanks. You are going to refer to your outline and then detail out everything. That way, you will not lose the interest. You will not forget to include something. And that is why it is important to have a very, very detailed outline. In the outline, if you want to include exercises, if you want to include stories, if you want to include any case studies, everything, have it written. So here's what you will do. Write the chapters first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or whatever number of chapters you have, and then elaborate each chapters like into sub-chapters. That okay, under chapter 1 I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 topics that I'm going to talk about. Now do it for the rest of the chapter and you will be done with your outline. Once your outline is done, once you have created a detailed outline, that is the time you can start writing your book. That is fill in the blanks, right? All you have to do is follow your outline and just keep writing. Now, the next step, that is step number 4 when it comes to writing your book, is writing the introduction of your book. Yes, you heard it right. I asked you to write the introduction of your book as the last element after writing your book. Why? You might be thinking. Well, the introduction of your book is the most important element of your book. And to write and craft a power introduction, the most important thing that you need to do is you need to have the complete clarity about what you have included in your book in all the chapters. So once you have written the entire book, it will become much easier for you to write a precise, concise, and to the point and perfect introduction for your book. Even if you start writing your book with an introduction, what happens is probably once you finish writing, you might go ahead and keep changing the introduction. I have seen it happening way too many times, and that is why I always advise my authors, and I personally write the introduction of my book, introduction, prologue. I write it as the last element. So once you have written all the chapters, then go ahead and write the power introduction of your book. It could be 1 to max 2 page. Don't make it bigger. Now, the last step, that is step number 5, is to decide the book title. You might be wondering, oh my God, Sushmita, you are asking me to do everything that is not usual. I mean, I know my book title. Yes, I know that you know your book title. But hear me out. The book title that you have it as a working title of your book. Think it this way. When you are working on your book, you have a title in your mind. If you are very rigid to your title, then what happens is you are going to restrict your imagination, and whatever you are going to write inside your book, you will try to make it true to your book title. So what will happen is it will restrict your imagination. So to avoid that, have a working title in mind, and once you have written your book, you have done your introduction, is the time where you can come up with your book title. And for the book title, I have another video explaining how to come up with your best-selling book title in just 3 steps. So for this particular video, I hope so far you have got all the ideas and the steps that you need to write your best-selling book. So let's quickly recap the 5 steps that you need to follow to write your next best-selling book. Number 1, decide the genre of your book. Number 2, research the best-selling book in your genre. Number 3, create a detailed outline. Number 4, write the introduction of your book. And number 5, once you have written everything, write and come up with the best-selling book title for your book. With that, my name is Sushmita, and I'm going to see you very soon with next video on publishing. Bye everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video.